Have you ever applied for a business funding only to get denied? And nobody can tell you why. Maybe your credit wasn't bad, your business was making money, and you've been in business for a while. So what happened? Well, here's what most business owners never realize. Lenders start judging your business long before they ever pull your credit. And that is one of the biggest misconceptions, guys. One of the first things that they look at is your foundation. So today, that's what we're going to get into. We're going to be talking about one of the very crucial steps to your foundation, which deals with your business name, business coding, your NAICS code. So go ahead and hit that follow button, because if you've ever been denied, we're digging into those reasons so that you can turn it around. And if you find this information helpful, then do me a favor, hit that subscribe button so that I can continue to make more free courses and trainings just like this one. And if you feel like you're at the point where you're just ready to get started, we'll go ahead and click the link in the description below where you can go ahead and start applying. One of the first things that lenders look at, this is what we talk about on this channel. Everybody always tells you where to go to get funding, but they don't tell you about all the steps that you need to do before you apply, because it's those steps that people miss, and those are the ones that end up stalling the process, getting you denied, getting you a lower approval rate. So that's why it's so important that we stick with your foundation. Now, I want to talk today about your NAICS code. Drop a comment if you've ever heard of that. If you haven't, no worries. If you haven't heard of that before, that's exactly why you're here. Most business owners haven't heard of that, so don't trip, chocolate chip, it's all good. One thing that you need to understand when it comes to your NAICS code is this could totally change the way when you're applying for funding, especially when it comes to when you're just starting with things like your business credit. My goal by the end of this video is to have you understand exactly what a NAICS code is, why lenders care about it, and then the 3 things that you can do to improve your chances of getting approved. Before we jump in though, if you're starting a business, or if you're thinking about starting a business and you're stumped on your business name, then I want you to download my free business name blacklist guide. It could save you from making a mistake that could limit your funding options before you even get started. I want to hear from you, because how many of you have ever been denied funding? Tell me in the comments, because I read every single one, and it helps me decide what videos that I should be making next. Let's start with lenders don't see your business the way that we do. One of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make is thinking that the lenders only care about your credit. It's important, but it's not the only thing. If I handed you 2 businesses, looked exactly the same on paper, same revenue, same credit score, same time in business, would you loan both of them $100,000? Probably not, because you'd want to know exactly what do they do. That's exactly what lenders do. Before they look at your financials, they want to know what kind of business that they're going to be engaging with. Who are they taking a risk with? Who are they lending to? And that's where your NAICS code comes in. Because your NAICS code, I'll give you an easy way to think about this. Your NAICS code is basically your business's job title, okay? It tells lenders exactly what your business does, whether you're a restaurant, a trucking company, a contractor, a cleaning company. Every business has a title, and lenders are going to use that to compare your business against others in the same industry. Keep in mind here, not every industry is viewed the same, guys, okay? This is where people start to get frustrated because they think that it's unfair. Right? They get frustrated, they hit a wall, they start to think that, oh, well, the lender has something against me. But I want you to keep something in mind here that you probably might not like, right? Lenders manage risk. There are some industries that historically repay their loans really well, and other industries that have been flagged as they don't. So they organize the industries into essentially 4 buckets. Some are considered preferred, some are standard, some are higher risk, and some lenders won't finance certain industries at all. That's why it's super important that you don't just throw spaghetti at the wall. If you've been following me for a while, you probably heard me say this, but it's super important that you don't just throw spaghetti at the wall and apply wherever, because certain lenders don't work with certain industries. Now, I don't want you to panic. If you're in a high-risk industry, it does not mean that you are automatically cut out from funding. I've helped restaurants get funded. I've helped trucking companies get funded. I've helped real estate businesses get funded. It just means that the lenders are probably going to scrutinize you a little bit more closely, right? They want to dig more deeply into your file. So be prepared for that, because your NAICS code isn't the problem. Your foundation is. If you have the wrong NAICS code attached to your business, this is the part that I really, really want you to remember. So write this down. I've seen businesses with quote unquote perfect industries get declined. I've seen businesses in industries that the lenders don't usually approve for like hundreds of thousands of dollars We actually had a real estate company that just got approved for over $150,000, and this lender typically doesn't do that, but they had such a good profile and everything looked so good on paper that the lender was willing to take that risk. So lenders are going to look at your entire business, guys. Does your website match your business? One time I had a trucking company that had a staffing website. Don't ask me how that happened. Does your revenue make sense? Do your bank statements actually support what you're saying? Do not hide your non-sufficient funds. Don't hide your overdrafts. Be super upfront about it because they're going to request it. They're going to dig through it. They don't miss these kinds of things. They want to see what other loans you have out. If you can pay that loan plus this new loan that you're going to be taking on, they don't want to over leverage you. They're looking at if all of your business records match, your address, your phone number. Funding is not just about one thing. It's not just, oh, I need the money. I have this idea. Give me the money. It's not. And I think everybody's pretty familiar now with the way that things go, especially with everything going on in the world and all of the changes. It's about building a business and conveying to the lenders that in a way that they feel confident about providing you financing. Right? And that comes down to your preparation. So here is what I want you to do today. First, I want you to look up your NAICS code. Okay, and I'll put the link in the description below, but you can go to NAICS.com. I'll put the link in the description below so you can check it out. And you need to make sure that it's a code that actually represents your business today. There's also, I want you to cross-reference it with my free guide that I'm going to include in the description below, because there's a list of green flag versus red flag names and things that you could use. There's some really good examples in there for you to get started. Second, I want you to go through all of your business records. If you need to keep an Excel spreadsheet to organize all of this information, do so, because you want to have your Secretary of State information, your EIN, your business bank account, your website, your business email, your business phone number. Everything should match across the board. And finally, I don't want you to wait until you apply for funding to get organized, because at that time it's too late, right? Unless you're ready to go. There are companies out there that are ready to go. They have their financials in order. They've got their bank statements in order. They've got their, depending on the amount of funding, they've got their pitch deck. They've got their executive summary, business plan, resumes, all of these things together. If you don't even have your basic financials together, well, then you need to pause and take a step back, because also applying with the wrong lender can sometimes hit your personal credit, right? That sucks. Getting a bunch of hard inquiries without getting the actual cash that you need to fund the business. So 100%, 100%, 100% follow these action steps, and it's going to be a great base for you to get started. And if you found this information helpful, then of course you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, because it helps me continue to make more free courses and trainings like this one. It helps me figure out what topics are most important to you guys, where you guys are struggling, what you're stumped with, and every week we're going to break it down here on the channel, because business funding is so crucial. Business nowadays in 2026 is huge, and you got to be able to get funded the right way. Otherwise, we're going to get completely shut out, right? And that's not what you want. If you're ready to see what funding options are available to you, then make sure that you click the link below and explore our lender network if you're ready to get funded. Don't forget to download those free resources while you're there. And one last question before you go, guys. What's your industry, and have you ever been denied funding? Drop it in the comments, and I'll see you next time.